Hi, everybody. Sorry I'm late. Not my fault. Watching a movie, which I never fucking do, so everyone should actually be proud of me for watching a movie and not disappointed that we didn't get to read more. It ends with us, which we will still do, of course. Like, don't get me wrong. We will obviously extend it ends with us to an appropriate hour to make up for lost time. So, worry not. By God, we will get our fill. Um Not that it's a fill literally anybody seems to want, which is very fucking funny to me. Okay. Let me Huh? Hi Cat. Happy reading day. Big day for us. Big day. Um wow, so official. Um okay. We'll just jump right in. We'll just fucking get in there. I was kind of stalling for time a little bit since people don't normally need to be here almost an hour later, so here we go. Chapter 29. Did we read this one? I've probably not. It bookmarks it really well, but I feel like I anyway. Alyssa drops. What if but autocorrect was gonna I mean. Fair enough. No big. It's just both of them were capitalized. I was like, oh, no big. I hope autocorrect leaves you alone in the future. Okay. Alyssa drops onto the couch beside me and Riley. I miss you so much, Lily, she says. I'm thinking about coming back to work a day or two a week. I laugh, a little shocked by her comment. I live downstairs and I visit almost every day. How can you possibly miss me? She pouts as she pulls her legs up beneath her. Fine, it's not you I miss. I miss work, and sometimes I want out of this house. The movie? It was really good. We watched The Batman. Over, she didn't tell her. Yeah. Really not loving it. Yeah, but yeah, The Batman, really, really good. We watched 4 movies today, which is a crazy fucking number for me personally. Who watches 0 movies always. So 4 in one day was huge. But we watched La Llorona, I think is how you say it, which is some bullshit horror movie. Then we watched On the Other Side of the Door, which was also some bullshit horror movie. And then we decided to start watching good movies. We watched The Suicide Squad, which I didn't expect to be as good as it was. Not to be confused with Suicide Squad. I'm talking The Suicide Squad, which is the second one that came out. That one, the one without Jared Leto, is good. That's a good movie. It was they told jokes. It was fun. It was a good movie. And then we watched The Batman. So that was the last movie we watched. So it took a while. I've been working on my stupid fuck ass public art assignment all week, all day also. So hopefully I'll have that finished very soon so I can stop showing up to class. Um anyway, um how's your day been? Let me know. Tune me in. But I will keep reading while I await your answer. It's been six weeks since she had Riley, so I'm sure she would be cleared to come back to work. But I honestly didn't think she'd even want to come back now that she has Riley. I bend forward and give Riley a kiss on her nose. Would you bring Riley with you? Alyssa shakes her head. No, you keep me too busy for that. Marshall can watch her while I work. You mean you don't have people for that? Marshall is passing through the living room when he hears me say that. Shush, Lily, don't speak like a rich girl in front of my daughter. Blasphemy. I laugh. That's why I come over here a few nights a week, because it's the only time I laugh. It's been 6 weeks since Ryle left for England, and no one knows what happened between us. Ryle hasn't told anyone, and neither have I. Everyone, my mother included, simply believes he simply left for the study at Cambridge and that nothing has changed between us. I also still haven't told anyone about the pregnancy. Oh. I've been to the doctor twice. It turns out I was already 12 weeks along the night I found out I was pregnant, which makes me 18 weeks along now. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. I've been on the pill since I was 18, apparently being forgetful a few times caught up with me. I'm beginning to show, but it's cold out, so it's easy to hide. No one suspects a thing when you have on a baggy sweater and a jacket. I know I need to tell someone soon, but I feel like Ryle should be the first one I tell, and I don't want to do that over a long-distance phone conversation. He'll be back in 6 weeks. If I can somehow keep things quiet until then, I'll decide where to go from there. I look down at Riley and she smiles. Oh, God. Oh, I can't. Oh, God. I'm not gonna make it. Hi, how are you? Nothing. She's just talking about how she hasn't told anybody about what happened with Ryle and hasn't told anybody about the fact that she's pregnant. Ryle comes back in 6 weeks, so we've time skipped forward 6 weeks-ish from the point where he was, like, super fucking evil to now. So it's been 6 weeks. Sorry, hit the mic. So now there's 6 more weeks until Ryle comes back, because I forgot how insanely fast 3 months can go. No, exactly what I was thinking. I was like, wait, can we take a breather for like 3 more chapters, please? Because at this rate, he could come back any second. Okay, been alright, showered and cleaned up my room a bit. Work is alright. Had a panic because we're out of breakfast stuff, but I went to the store about it. Classic. Right. Well, I'm glad panic ceased. I'm glad you put a stop to it. I'm happy for you there. Okay. I look down at Riley and she's smiling up at me. I make silly faces at her to make her smile more. There have been so many times I've wanted to tell Alyssa about the pregnancy, but it makes it hard when the secret I'm keeping is being kept from her own brother. I don't want to put her in that kind of situation, no matter how much it kills me that I can't talk to her about it. But you could. I mean, you could. How are you holding up without Ryle? Alyssa asks. You ready for him to come home? I nod, but I don't say anything. I always try to brush off the subject when she brings him up. Alyssa leans back into the couch and says, "Is he still liking Cambridge?" "Yes," I say, sticking my tongue out at Riley. She grins. "I wonder if my baby will look like her. I hope so. She's really cute, but I might be a little partial." She knows he's bad. I know. Alyssa does. Not. I mean, Alyssa knows he's bad, but not to the extent of, like, abuse. Obviously. Ooh, a terrible book, you say? What's it about? Put me on. I'm so excited to hear more. And maybe read it. I'm just kidding. Probably not. It's gotta be real bad. Did he ever figure out the subway system there? Alyssa laughs. I swear, every time I talk to him, he's lost. He can't figure out whether to take the A line or B line. Yeah, I tell her. He figured it out. Alyssa sits up on the couch. Marshall! Marshall walks into the living room and Alyssa pulls Riley out of my hands. She hands her to Marshall and says, "Will you change your diaper?" I don't know why she asks him that. I just changed her diaper. I have the next 3 in audiobook and I don't even want to put myself through it. I can't blame you there, man. It happens with the best of us. Sometimes you pick up a series and the first one is bad, but you already have the rest of them and it's over. You gotta keep going. Now, you're killing me now. What series is it? I gotta know. You gotta tune me in. She hands her to Marshall and says, "Will you change her diaper?" I don't know why she asks him that. I just changed her diaper. Marshall scrunches up his nose and lifts Riley out of Alyssa's arms. "Are you a stinky girl?" They're wearing matching onesies. That's so cute, actually. Father-daughter onesies. Second book in a murder mystery. Main character is insufferable in a relationship with this one guy for whatever reason. Classic. Classic. Ugh, why is there a romance going on in a murder mystery? That seems really annoying. I don't know how to describe it. I'm a romance head. We all know this. Like, I'm super into romance. I love that stuff. I'm super mushy. And like, I'm a hopeless romantic, right? But like, in a murder mystery, we've got bigger problems. Let's maybe do romance another time. Alyssa grabs my hand and yanks me off the couch so fast I squeal. "Where are we going?" She doesn't answer me. She marches toward her bedroom and slams the door once we're both inside. She paces back and forth a few times and then stops and faces me. "You better tell me what the hell is going on right now, Lily." I pull back in shock. What is she going about? What is she talking about? My hands instantly go to my stomach because I think maybe she's noticed. But she doesn't look at my stomach. She takes a step forward and pokes a finger in my chest. "There is no subway system in Cambridge, England, you idiot." What? I'm so confused. "I made that up," she says. "Something hasn't been right with you for a long time. You're my best friend, Lily, and I know my brother. I talk to him every week, and he isn't the same. Something happened between you two, and I want to know what it is right now." Shit, I guess this is happening sooner rather than later. I slowly bring my hands up to my mouth, not sure what to tell her. How much to tell her. I had no idea until this moment how much has been killing me that I haven't been able to talk to her about this. I almost feel a little relieved that she reads me so well. I walk to her bed and take a seat on it. "Alyssa," I whisper, "sit down." I know this is going to hurt her almost as much as it hurt me. This is not true. No fucking shot. She walks over to her bed. She walks over to her bed and sits down next to me, pulling my hands to hers. I don't even know where to start. She squeezes my hand but says nothing. For the next 15 minutes, I tell her everything. I tell her about the fight. I tell her about Atlas picking me up. I tell her about the hospital. I tell her about the pregnancy. I tell her about how for the last 6 weeks, I cry myself to sleep every night because I've never felt so alone and so scared. When I'm finished telling her everything, we're both crying. She hasn't responded to what I've told her with anything other than the occasional "Oh, Lily." She doesn't have to respond, though. Ryle is her brother. I know she wants me to take his past into consideration just like the last time it happened. I know she'll want me to work things out with him because he's her brother. We're supposed to be one big happy family. I know exactly what she's thinking. She's quiet for a long time as she struggles through everything I've told her. She finally, last time it, because, so this has happened 3 times now, right? So we've gotten the push after he burnt his hand. Then he pushed her down the stairs. But right after he pushed her down the stairs, he said, "Do you remember why I was mad the first night we met?" And she's like, "Yeah, because a little kid shot his brother." And Ryle was like, "Yeah, that's what happened to me. I was a little kid who shot my older brother. That's what happened to Emerson, his older brother." The fact that I remember Emerson's fucking name as it was mentioned straight up once or maybe twice is crazy to me because I can't remember the names of characters in a movie I'm watching in the moment. But whatever, let's not think on it too hard. So Alyssa knows about the second time, the pushing her down the stairs time. So this is 3. So the third time it got really, really, really bad. Like, he almost raped her bad. And we didn't tell anybody about it. We called Atlas, hung out with him for a while, and then Girl 3 for 3 leaves us. I am in complete agreement. Let me read your bullshit. Not that it's bullshit. I just meant chat. I didn't mean to be mean. Okay, claimed it by Barbara Ross. That's really funny. I normally like the side romances, but her only reason she likes him in a crush from high school. Also, they got together between books, and it genuinely made me recheck my heart. Okay, you can't get together in between books. That's fucking crazy. That would make me so goddamn mad. If if you're gonna add a romance, if you're gonna add a side romance, you can't just squeak it in between books. Are you fucking crazy, dog? That's terrible. I love horrific literature. It's my favorite thing in the world. I would never in my life think to do that. Oh wow, okay. Anyway, she finally lifts her eyes to mine and squeezes my hands. My brother loves you, Lily. He loves you so much. You have changed his entire life and have made him someone that I never thought he could be. As his sister, I wish more than anything that you can find a way to forgive him. But as your best friend, I have to tell you that if you take him back, I will never speak to you again. Yes! Finally. Womanhood. Also, someone died in the first 10 pages. Like, let me breathe before you died. So true. Oh my god. It's like, I just got here. Slow down. But yes, let's go. Love her. Okay. Girl moment. It takes a moment for her words to register, but when they do, I start sobbing. She starts sobbing. She wraps her arms around me and we cry over the mutual love we have for Ryle. We cry over how much we hate him right now. After several minutes of us sobbing pathetically on her bed, she releases me and walks over to her dresser to retrieve a box of tissues. We're both wiping our eyes and sniffling when I say, "You're the best friend I've ever had." She nods. I know, and I'm gonna be the best aunt. She wipes her nose and sniffles again, but she's smiling. Lily, you're having a baby. No, girl, you lost me. You have to tell her to get an abortion. What the fuck are you doing? No, no, not the best time to bring it up. Like, are we serious right now? Maybe now's not the best time. Sure, the business is successful, but Ryle is the one making the money, it sounds like. He was the one who made the executive decision, without consulting her, to get this crazy-ass apartment. And yes, he paid for it for 3 months, but he only paid for it for 3 months. The 3 months that he's gone. So, when he comes back, do we expect him to keep paying for it? I don't fucking think so. So, maybe we don't keep the baby right now, unless Alyssa's willing to house her, which would be nice. They clearly have the fucking space for it. So, that would be nice of her, but Ryle's also your brother. I'm not so sure how, like, that's gonna go. So, but whatever. She says it with excitement. It's the first moment I've been able to share any sense of joy over my pregnancy. I hate to say it, but I noticed you put on weight. I thought you were just depressed and eating a lot since Ryle left. She walks to the back of her closet and starts pulling things out for me. I have so many maternity clothes to give you. We start going through clothes and she pulls down a suitcase and opens it. She begins to throw things toward the suitcase until it starts to overflow. I could never wear these, I tell her. I'm holding up a shirt that still has the tag on it. They're all designer. I'll get them dirty. She laughs and shoves them into the suitcase anyway. I won't need them back. If I get pregnant again, I'll just have my people buy me more. I thought you were just girl. It is kind of weird to be like, I did notice you were getting fatter. I just didn't want to say anything. It's like, you could have kept, that's an inside thought. That is a thought we keep on the inside. My people? Yes. She's like super rich, so a recurring bit is they have people to do things for them. Marshall and, Alyssa. What, is she gang affiliated? No, but she talks like it sometimes, huh? Anyway, hi Trilla. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Happy to see ya. For Storytime Saturday, always a treat. Okay. She pulls the shirt off a hanger and hands it to me. Here, try this one on. I take my shirt off and then pull the maternity shirt over my head. When I get into place, I look in the mirror. I look pregnant. Like, you can't hide this shit pregnant. She puts a hand on my stomach and stares in the mirror with me. Have you found out if it's a boy or a girl? I shake my head. I don't really want to know. I hope it's a girl, she says. Our daughters can be besties. Tired but good. Happy to hear it. Trudging along is all we can do through exhaustion sometimes. Da, 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 da. Lily, we both spin. Oh no. I'm queuing it up, dude. I read ahead. Oh, I forgot to copy paste. Let me do that. Okay, I'm queuing it up. Lily, we both please don't be what I think it is. What do you mean? We both spin around to find Marshall standing in the doorway. His eyes are on my stomach. On Alyssa's hand still on my stomach. He tilts his head. He points at me. He says confused. Lily, do you realize you're pregnant? Marshall, please kill yourself. Okay, have a good day. Alyssa calmly walks to the door and puts her hand on the doorknob. There are some things you are never, ever to repeat if you want to keep me as your wife. This is one of those things. Understood? Okay, that was gonna be... No. Thank God it wasn't fucking wrong. Oh my God, that would have been a nightmare. Jesus Christ. But, yeah. No, Marshall. Get the fuck out of here, Marshall. Okay, anyway. This is one of those things. Understood? Marshall raises his eyebrows and takes a step back. Yes, okay, got it. Lily is not pregnant. He kisses Alyssa on the forehead and looks back at me. I am not telling you congratulations, Lily, for absolutely nothing. That was kind of funny. Okay. Alyssa shoves him all the way out the door. Out of the door. That doesn't even... It should be out of the room. I'll kill you. Okay, he's cool. Redemption arc, yeah. He's so funny. Okay. Okay. Alyssa shows him all the way out the door and closes it, then turns back to me. We need to plan a baby shower, she says. No, I need to tell Ryle first. She waves her hand dismissively. We don't need him to plan a shower. So true, girl. Let's plan a baby shower. If we're gonna keep it, we may as well have a bit of fun, right? So let's do girl shit and plan this baby shower. Girl, we need an explanation. Right. So true, but we can have a little fun on the side. We'll just keep it between the two of us until then. Oh, okay. Okay, that's really nice. That's super supportive. Like, planning it, having fun, kind of getting your mind off of things. Alyssa knows that she's kind of the outlet right now. Girl moment, dude. That rocks. Baby shower, so I agree. She pulls out her laptop, and for the first time since I found out I was pregnant, I feel happy about it. So yeah, that was good. Chapter 30. Love her, wish she wasn't related. I know! Oh, he's terrible. He taints everything he touches. Including her, to a certain extent. Okay, it's rather convenient only having to take an elevator to get home from Melissa's. As much as I want to move out of my own apartment at times, it's still strange living. Huh? Okay, I'm rereading, sorry. As much as I want to move out of my own apartment at times, it's still strange living there. We only lived there a week before we split up and Ryle left for England. It never even had the chance to feel like home, and now it feels a little tainted. I haven't even been able to sleep in our bedroom since that night, so I've been sleeping in the guest room on my old bed. Alyssa and Marshall are still the only ones who know about the pregnancy. It's only been 2 weeks since I told them, which makes me 20 weeks along now. I know I should tell my mother, but Ryle will be back in a few weeks. I feel I should tell him first before anyone else finds out. If I can just somehow hide my baby bump from her until he gets back to the States. I should probably just accept the fact that I'm more than likely going to have to call him and tell him long distance. I haven't seen my mother face to face in 2 weeks. It's the longest we've gone without seeing each other since she moved to Boston. So if something doesn't happen soon, she'll show up to my front door when I'm not prepared. I swear my stomach has doubled in size these last 2 weeks alone. If someone sees me who knows me well, it'll be impossible to hide. So far, no one at the floral shop has asked about it. I think I'm still on the cusp of, is she pregnant or just chubby? I start to unlock the door to my... Oh my god, Red, slightly ahead. We have to kill ourselves. Preemptive. I start to unlock the door. I thought he was gonna be back. I thought he was gonna be back. A little later. We got like a chapter without him here. Okay, sorry. I know. This is awful. I start to unlock the door to my apartment, but it begins to open from the other side. Before I can pull the jacket over to hide my stomach from whoever is on the other side of the door, Ryle's eyes land on me. I'm wearing one of the shirts Alyssa gave me, and it's kind of impossible to hide the fact that I'm wearing a maternity shirt when he's staring right at it. Ryle. So true. Ryle is here. My heart begins to smash against the walls of my chest. My neck begins to itch. So I bring my hand up and rest it there, feeling the pounding of my heart against my palm. It's pounding because I'm terrified of him. It's pounding because I hate him. It's pounding because I've missed him. His eyes slowly crawl from my stomach to my face. A hurtful expression takes over him, like I've just stabbed him straight through the heart. He takes a step back into my apartment and his hands come up to his mouth. He begins to shake his head in confusion. I can see the betrayal all over his face when he barely forces out my name. Lily? I stand frozen, one hand on my stomach in protection, the other still flat against my chest. Call Alyssa right now. Just take the elevator down and she'll help you. She'll lock you into her apartment. Well, she'll fucking kill him for you. Just, please get out of there. Oh my god, this is awful. I'm too scared to move or say anything. I don't want to react until I know exactly how he's going to react. When he sees the fear in my eyes and the small gasps of breath I'm barely inhaling, he holds up a reassuring palm. I'm not going to hurt you, Lily. I'm just here to talk to you. Maybe you should have fucking... Marsha! We gotta kill Marshall right goddamn... Okay, I didn't read it, sorry. I read it in my... You can talk to me behind bars, so true. Or over the phone is fine, too. While you're in England still, because that's where you're supposed to be. Okay, sorry. He swings the door... Okay, I'm not going to hurt you, Lily. I'm just here to talk to you. He swings the door open wider and points into the living room. Look, he steps aside and my eyes fall to someone standing behind him. Now I'm the one who feels betrayed. Marshall? Marshall immediately holds up his hands in defense. I had no idea he was coming home early, Lily. Ryle texted and asked for my help. He specifically told me not to say anything to you or Issa. Please don't let... No... Bullshit, Marshall. You make your own man-ass decisions, and you fucked up. You have to kill yourself right goddamn now. I can't believe I trusted Marshall to be the funny character. Now he's here betraying us. Oh, and her and his wife? Unacceptable. And he knows it's wrong. He's saying it right there. You choose your bitch-ass friend, abusive piece of shit friend, over your beautiful, gorgeous wife, who just birthed your baby not too long ago? You're fucking insane! Your ass is getting divorced right now, you bet your ass! This is disgusting. Please don't let her divorce me. I'm simply an innocent bystander. He disgusts me. Ugh. I shake my head, trying to understand what I'm seeing. I asked him to meet me here so you'd feel more comfortable talking to me. I actually don't feel comfortable talking to him. I want Alyssa. Marshall can stay for manpower if Alyssa... Because Alyssa just gave birth not too long ago. So we won't... And... she's his sister. Exactly what I was thinking. Why isn't Alyssa also here? I don't give a fuck about Marshall. I'd feel more comfortable talking to you with a friend who I trust. Not Marshall who just betrayed me. Piece of shit. Ryle says. He's here for you. He's not here for me. I glance back at Marshall and he nods. It gives me enough reassurance to enter the... no, girl, don't enter the apartment. Do not do that. Ryle is still somewhat in shock, which is understandable. His eyes keep meeting my stomach and then flicking away like it hurts to look at me. He runs two hands through his hair and then points down the hallway while looking at Marshall. We'll be in the bedroom. What? No, we will not be. No. We will not be in the bedroom? Are you crazy? You brought Marshall here to, like, mediate the conversation, and then we're gonna leave the room and shut the door behind. Are you crazy, dog? Are you crazy? No, exactly. What are you thinking? This doesn't help at all anymore. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Why bring anybody at all? I'm cringing. I can't. Redemption or law? I know. He, like, fucking grinded that shit into paste, ate it, and shit it out. Like, oh, bro. I'm like, okay, sorry. We gotta push through, man. Wow, I'm heated. That's terrible. Mortal. You gotta lock in, brother. Call your wife. She wouldn't let this stand. She wouldn't let it stand. Alyssa! Okay. Alright. We'll be in the bedroom. If I start to yell, Marshall knows what Ryle is asking him. I'm not going anywhere. As I follow, we're still writing this like we're supposed to feel bad for Marshall. I don't, man. He's a piece of shit. I don't give a fuck that he shot his brother when he was 2, okay? I don't care. You know what? I'm about to say it. I don't care that you broke your elbow. Like, okay, sorry. Okay. Marshall knows what Ryle is asking him. I'm not going anywhere. As I follow Ryle into my bedroom, I wonder what that must be like. To have no idea what might set you off or how bad your reaction will be. To have absolutely no control over your own emotions. If I sound like I'm abusing my pregnant wife, stop me. Do you realize how fucking insane you guys sound? I hate men. These aren't even real men. But my God, they are so easy to hate. There hasn't been a single redeeming man character. Okay? Alright, never mind. There's been a few who haven't done anything this fucked up. Like, who's Marshall here? I know, like, what are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? I hate it, exactly. Even Alice is a little weird, okay? He's still a little weird. He's been the most kind, right? But at this point, kill them all. I don't care anymore. He's gonna pull some shit in chapter, like, 35. And I'm gonna be like, what are we doing? Let's just blow up everybody in the city and everybody in it. I just don't. No one's redeemable. It's over. Alright, anyway. For a brief moment, I feel a minuscule amount of sorrow for him, but when my eyes fall to our bed and I remember that night, my sorrow diminishes completely. Ryle pushes the door shut, but doesn't close it all the way. Don't care. He looks like he's aged an entire year in the 2 months it's been since I've seen him. The bags under his eyes, the furrowed brow, the sunken posture. If regret took human form, it would look identical to Ryle. His eyes fall to my stomach again, and he takes a slow step forward, then another. He's cautious, as he should be. He reaches out in a timid hand, asking for permission to touch me. The answer is kill yourself. Get the fuck... Exactly what I was thinking. I nod softly. Why? Why would you agree to that? He takes one more step. I hate it here. I know. Your unregistered bag. Yeah, we're gonna need it. We're gonna fucking need it. Okay. He takes one more step forward and then places a steady palm against my stomach. Get two. For Marshall! You're so right. We're gonna need 2 bags. We're not gonna make it. You need one for Marshall. Exactly. I never go anywhere without a second bag. Just in case. Just in case. Okay. Anyway. I cooled off a little. Now that I'm not so mad about Marshall's betrayal. I can read appropriately, I think. I can feel the warmth of his hand through my shirt and my eyes snap shut. Despite the resentment I've built up in my heart toward him, it doesn't mean the emotions aren't still there. Just because someone hurts you doesn't mean you can simply stop loving them. It's not a person's actions that hurts the most, it's the love. If there was no love attached to the action, the pain would be a little easier to bear. Dory, I appreciate that, Kat. I could be reactivated at literally any moment, honestly. It's hard to describe what I feel for him in this moment. Like any mother would want for her child, it's a beautiful thing to see the love he already has. It's been hard not sharing this with anyone. It's hard not being able to share this with him, no matter how much resentment I hold toward him. My hands go to his hair while he holds me against him. Don't touch me. Part of me wants to scream at him and call the police like I should have done that night. So true. Part of me feels for that little boy who held his brother in his arms and watched him die. Part of me wishes I would have never met him. Part of me wishes I could forgive him. Girl, you are becoming your mother. You're gonna get the gift. Loves it on. No. We have to fucking kill this guy. Get the bag. Get the bag. Okay. He unwraps his arms from around my waist and presses a hand into the mattress next to us. I think you should get the electric chair. Maybe worse. I don't know. He pulls himself up and then sits on the bed. His elbows rest on his knees and his hands are drawn up to his mouth. I said, Mr. Electric sent it to the princess at once. Mr. Electric, at once is all you really need to say to get the point across. Wait, what's that one? A gun. Exactly what we could use right about now. So true. He pulls himself up and then sits on the bed. His elbows rest on his knees and his hands are drawn up to his mouth. I sit next to him, knowing we have to have this conversation, but not wanting to. Naked truths. Kill yourself. Okay. He nods. I don't know which one of us is supposed to go first. I don't really have much to say to him at this point, so I wait for him to speak first. I don't even know where to start, Lily. He rubs his hands down his face. How about you start with, I'm sorry I attacked you. His eyes meet mine, wide with certainty. Lily, you have no idea. I am so sorry. You have no idea what it... I can give a fuck about what you've been through? What about what I've been through? Oh, okay, sweet. She's doing it right now. Okay, let me keep reading. She gets angry for us. You have no idea what I've been through these past 2 months, knowing what I've done to you. I clench my teeth together. I can feel my fingers as they fist around the blanket beside me. I have no idea what he's been through. I shake my head slowly. You have no idea, Ryle. I stand up, the anger and hatred spilling out of me. I spin, pointing at him. You have no idea. You have no idea what it's like to go through what you've put me through. To fear for your life at the hands of the man you love. To get physically sick just thinking about what he's done to you. You have no idea, Ryle. None. Fuck you. Fuck you for doing this to me. I suck in a huge breath, shocked at myself. The anger just came like a wave. I swipe at my tears and spin around, unable to look at him. Lily, he says, I don't... No! I yell, spinning around again. I am not finished. You don't get to say your truth until I've said mine. He's grabbing at his jaw, squeezing the stress out of it. He drops his eyes to the floor, unable to look at the rage in mine. I take 3 steps toward him and drop to my knees. I place my hands on his legs, forcing him to look me straight in the eyes while I speak to him. Yes, I kept the magnet aglet... Aglet? I meant Atlas. My bad. Really threw me out of it. Let me start over. Yes, I kept the magnet Atlas gave me when we were kids. Yes, I kept the journals. No, I didn't tell you about my tattoo. Yes, I probably should have. And yes, I still love him. And I'll love him until I die, because he was a huge part of my life. And yes, I'm sure that hurts you. But none of that gave you the right to do what you did to me. Even if you would have walked into my bedroom and caught us in bed together, you still would not have had the right to lay a hand on me, you goddamn son of a bitch. I push off his knees and stand up again. Now it's your turn. I yell. God, you're so mean. It's not my fault. Magnet and Atlas were too close together, okay? I got But at least we remember Aglet. I reminded everybody. I continue pacing the room. My heart is pounding like it wants out. I wish I could give it a way out. I'd set the motherfucker free right now if I could. Several minutes pass as I continue to pace. Ryle's silence and my anger eventually just fold together into pain. My tears have exhausted me. I'm so tired of feeling. I fall desperately onto my bed and cry into my pillow. I press my face so hard against my pillow I can barely breathe. I feel Ryle lie down next to me. Do not fucking do that. Ew. Okay. He places a gentle hand on the back of my head. Ew! Attempting to soothe away the pain he's causing me. My eyes are closed, still pressed into the pillow, but I feel him gently rest his head against mine. My truth is that I have absolutely nothing to say, he says quietly. I'll never be able to take back what I did to you. Damn right. And you'll never believe me if I promise it won't happen again, because you did already and you lied, so. Womp womp. He presses a kiss against my head. You are my world, Lily. My world. When I woke up on this bed that night and you were gone, I knew I would never get you back. I came here to tell you how incredibly sorry I am. I came to tell you I was taking that job offer in Minnesota. I came to tell you goodbye. But Lily, his lips press against my head again, and he exhales sharply. Lily, I can't do that now. Oh, yes you can. Be honest. Yes, you can. Who gives a fuck about this baby dog? It's not even real yet. I could kill it right fucking now. Actually, I'm not sure. What weeks are each trimester? Okay. We're in the second trimester. How coming? Abortion. I'm researching right now. All right, not many, but we can still go for it. It's still possible. We could still kill this thing. Oh yeah, you can't do that now? I'll kill this fucking thing right now. And now you have to leave. Right now you have to go. All right, anyway. You have a part of me inside of you, and I already love this baby more than anything I've ever loved in my whole life. His voice cracks, and he grips me even harder. Please don't take this away from me, Lily, please. Ugh, kill yourself, dog. Oh, I'll kill it. I'll kill it right fucking now. I'll do it. I swear, tomatoes. And I can't blame you for it. In fact, you should do worse than tomatoes. The pain in his voice ripples through me, and when I lift my tear-soaked face to look at him, he presses his lips desperately to mine and then pulls back. Stop. Get off of me, dog. So true, cat. Crash your car into him right now. Okay. Okay, please, Lily, I love you. Help me. His lips briefly meet mine again. When I don't push him away, his mouth comes back a third time, a fourth. When his lips meet mine the fifth time, they don't leave. He wraps his arms around me and pulls me to him. My body is tired and weak, but it remembers him. My body remembers how his body can soothe everything I'm feeling. How his has a gentleness in it that my body has been craving for 2 months now. I love you, he whispers against my mouth. His tongue sweeps softly against mine. Back, demon! So true. We have to kill him right now. His tongue sweeps softly against mine, and it's so wrong and so good and so painful. Before I know it, I'm on my back and he's crawling on top of me. No, he is not. I just punched to the back of that. We gotta start fucking gently shooting this guy to death, in my opinion. Okay. His touch is everything I need and everything I shouldn't. His hand wraps in my hair, and in an instant, I'm transferred back to that night. I'm in the kitchen, and his hand is tugging my hair so hard it hurts. He brushes the hair from my face, and in an instant, I'm transferred back to the night. Okay, we really don't need to repeat this. Marshall, this would be a good time to make me say something. But he's not yelling. We have to kill Marshall too. It's the only fucking way. Okay, anyway, I'm standing in the doorway and his hand is trailing across my shoulder right before he bites into me with all the strength in his jaw. His forehead rests gently against mine, and in an instant, I'm transferred back to that night. I'm on this same bed beneath him when he slams his head against mine so hard I have to get 6 stitches. My body becomes unresponsive to his. The anger begins to roll back over me. His mouth stops moving against mine when he feels me freeze. When he pulls back and looks down on me, I don't even have to say anything. Our eyes, locked together, speak more naked truth than our mouths ever have. My eyes are telling his that I can no longer stand being touched by him. His eyes are telling mine that he already knows. Then why did you... Let's fucking kill him, man. Let's start fucking uppercutting him or something. Girl scream, something, anything. He begins to nod, slowly. He backs away from me, crawling down my body until he's at the edge of the bed with his back to me. He's still nodding as he comes to a slow stand, fully aware that he's not getting my forgiveness tonight. He begins heading toward my bedroom door. Wait, I say to him. Why? Why would you say that to him? He half turns, looking back at me from the doorway. I lift my chin, looking at him with finality. I wish this baby wasn't yours, Raya. With everything that I am, I wish this baby was not a part of you. If I thought his world couldn't crumble more, I was wrong. He walks out of my bedroom, and I press my face into my pillow. I thought if I could just hurt him like he had hurt me, I would feel avenged. I don't. Instead, I feel vindictive and mean. I feel like I'm my father. No, girl! It's because she's getting out the... So true. Except she didn't. If you are just like your father. No, this is your mom stuff, which is terrible. You don't want to be like your mom. Mom, I miss you text. Please talk to your mom. I've been begging you to do that for like 20 chapters. That's not true. It wasn't that many, but it was quite a few. Oh no, it's her mom saying it. Well, good enough. Let's talk to our mom. I miss you. When am I going to see you? I stare at the text. It's been 2 days since Ryle found out I'm pregnant. I know it's time to tell my mother. I'm not nervous about telling her I'm pregnant. The only thing that scares me is discussing my situation with Ryle with her. Miss you too. I'll come over tomorrow afternoon. Can you make lasagna? As soon as I close out the text to her, I get another incoming text. It's from Alyssa. Come upstairs and eat dinner with us tonight. It's homemade pizza night. I haven't been to Alyssa's in a few days, since before Ryle came home. I'm not sure where he's staying, but I assume it's with them. The last thing I want right now is to be in the same apartment with him. The same apartment as him. Who all will be there? Lily. I wouldn't do that to you. He's working until 8 tomorrow morning. It'll just be the three of us. But you're housing him. Not me, man. That motherfucker's a neurosurgeon. He can pay his own way in a motel or something. I don't give a fuck. She knows me way too well. I text her back and tell her I'll come over as soon as I finish up with work. What do babies eat at this age? We're all seated around the table. Riley was asleep when I got here, but I woke her up so I could hold her. Alyssa didn't mind. She said she doesn't want her wide awake when she's ready to go to bed. Breast milk, Marshall says with a mouthful, but sometimes I stick my finger in my soda and put it in her mouth so she can taste it. That's such a dad thing to do. Such a man thing to do. But I'm not charmed this time, Marshall. I remember what you did to us. Marshall, Alyssa yells. You better be kidding. Totally kidding, he says, although I can't tell if he really is. But when do they start eating baby food, I ask. I figure I need to learn this stuff before giving birth. Around 4 months, Alyssa says with a yawn. She drops her fork and leans back in her chair, rubbing her eyes. You want me to keep her at my place tonight so you guys can get a full night of sleep? Does she know the betrayal? I'm getting the sense that no. She does not know about the betrayal. But anyway, you can't fucking offer that because you don't have the appropriate baby sleeping situation. Like, you don't have a crib. Babies can't sleep in the same bed as you, man. You'll fucking roll over and crush it. Or if you leave the baby alone, it'll roll off the fucking bed. These are baby rules, dude. Are you ready? Do you have a crib? Are we gonna take a crib from Alyssa's house? Or what are we fucking doing? Anyway. Alyssa says, no, it's fine. At the same time, Marshall says, that would be awesome. I laugh. Really, I live right downstairs. I don't work tomorrow, so if I don't get any sleep, I can just sleep in tomorrow. Alyssa looks like she's contemplating it for a moment. I could leave my cell phone on in case you need me. I look back down at Riley and grin. Did you hear everyone in this book? I know, isn't it terrible? It makes me want to kill myself. Did you hear that? You get to have a sleepover with Aunt Lily. Which is a terrible idea. With everything Alyssa's throwing in her diaper bag, it looks like I'm about to take Riley on a trip across the country. She'll let you know when she's hungry. Don't use the microwave to heat the milk. Just put it in. I know, I interrupt. I've made her like 50 bottles since she's been alive. Alyssa nods and then walks over to her bed. She drops the diaper bag down beside me. Marshall is in the living room feeding Riley one last time, so Alyssa lies down beside me on the bed while we wait. She props her head up on her hand. Do you know what this means? She asks. No. What? I get to have sex tonight. It's been 4 months. I crinkle up my nose. I didn't need to know that. That's a baby. Alas. She laughs and falls down on her pillow. But then sits up straight. Shit, she says. I should probably shave my legs. I think it's been 4 months since I did that, too. I laugh, but then I gasp. My hands move quickly to my stomach. Oh my god, I just felt something. Really? Alyssa puts her hand on my stomach, and we're both quiet for the next 5 minutes as we wait for it to happen again. It does, but it's so soft it's almost unnoticeable. I laugh again as soon as it happens. I didn't feel anything, Alyssa says, pouting. I guess it'll be a few more weeks before you can feel it from the outside, though. Is this the first time you felt it move? Yeah, I've been scared I was growing the laziest baby in history. I keep my hands on my stomach, hoping to feel it again. Girl, you had better. You better not care about it. In fact, he should love you for them. The woman who those hairy legs are attached to gave birth to his kid. So shut the fuck up, Marshall. No one cares. Okay. Anyway. Okay. I keep my hands on my stomach, hoping to feel it again. We sit quietly for a few more minutes, but I can't help but wish my circumstances were different. Ryle should be here. He should be the one sitting beside me with his hand on my stomach, not Alyssa. The thought almost takes away all the joy I'm feeling. Alyssa must notice because she puts one of her hands on mine and squeezes. When I look at her, she isn't smiling anymore. Lily, she says, I've been wanting to say something to you. Oh God, I don't like the sound of her voice. What is it? She sighs, and then forces a gloomy smile. I know you're sad that you're going through this without my brother. No matter how involved he is, I just want you to know that this is going to be the best thing you've ever experienced in your life. Um, I'm not so sure. You're going to be a great mom, Lily. This baby is really lucky. I'm glad Alyssa is the only one here right now because her words make me laugh, cry, and snot like a hormonal teenager. I hug her and tell her thank you. It's amazing how hearing those words gives me back all the joy I was feeling. She smiles and then says, "Now go get my baby and take her away from here so I can have sex with my filthy rich husband." Ugh. I roll off the bed and stand up. You sure know how to bring levity into a situation. I'd say it's your strong point. She smiles. That's what I'm here for. Now go away. If you can't accept her at her hairy legs, you don't deserve her at you're pregnant with your child. Exactly. So true. Okay, actually, I've got 3 minutes before I need to run an ad, so I'll just do it right now. So I will be right back. Everybody sit tight during the ad. Okay, I'm back now. And we're on chapter 32. We'll just jump right back in. Of all the secrets I've held over the last few months, I'm the saddest about keeping everything from my mother. I don't know how she'll take it. Thank you, it is good to be back. Thank you, it is good to be back, too. I know she'll be excited about the pregnancy, but I don't know how she'll feel about me and Ryle splitting up. She loves Ryle, and based on her history with these types of situations, she'll probably find it very easy to excuse his behavior and try to convince me to take him back. No, I don't think she's gonna do that. Wow, we have a really bad relationship with our mother. That's fucking crazy. And in all honesty, that's part of the reason I've been stalling this, because I'm scared there's a chance she might be successful. Most days I'm strong. Most days I'm so mad at him that the thought of ever forgiving him is ludicrous. But some days I miss him so much I can't breathe. I miss the fun I had with him. I miss making love to him. I miss missing him. He used to work so many hours that when he would walk in the front door at night, I would rush across the room and jump in his arms because I missed him so much. I even miss how much he loved it when I would do that. It's the not so strong days when I wish my mother knew about everything that was going on. I sometimes just want to drive over to her house and curl up on the couch with her while she tucks my hair behind my ear and tells me it'll all be okay. Sometimes even grown women need their mother's comforts just so we can just take a break from having to be from having to be strong all the time. I sit in my car, parked in her driveway, for a good 5 minutes before I work up the strength to go inside. It sucks that I have to do this because I know that in a way I'll be breaking her heart too. I hate it when she's sad, and telling her I married a man who might be like my father is going to make her really sad. When I walk through the front door, she's in the kitchen layering noodles in a pan. I don't remove my coat right away for obvious reasons. I'm not wearing a maternity shirt, but my bump is almost impossible to hide without a jacket, especially from my mother. Hey, sweetie, she says. I walk into the kitchen and give her a side hug while she layers cheese over the top of lasagna. Once the lasagna is in the oven, we walk over to the dining room and take a seat. She leans back in her chair and takes a sip from a glass of tea. She's smiling. I hate it even more that she looks so happy right now. Lily, she says, there's something I need to tell you. I don't like this. I was coming over here to talk to her. I'm not prepared to receive a talk. What is it? I ask hesitantly. She grips her glass of tea with both hands. I'm seeing someone. My mouth drops open. Really? I ask, shaking my head. I'm about to say good, but then I grow instantly worried that she's just put herself in a similar situation she was in with my father. She can see the worry on my face, so she grabs my hands in both of hers. He is good, Lily. He's so good, I promise. Relief washes over me in an instant, because I can see she's telling the truth. I can see the happiness in her eyes. Wow, I say, not expecting this at all. I'm happy for you. When can I meet him? Tonight, if you want, she says. I can invite him over to eat with us. I shake my head. No, I whisper. Now's not a good time. Her hand squeezes around mine as soon as she realizes I'm here to tell her something important. I start with the better of the news first. I stand up and remove my jacket. At first, she doesn't think anything of it. She just assumes I'm making myself comfortable. But then I take one of her hands and I press it against my stomach. You're going to be a grandma. Her eyes widen, and for several seconds she's stunned speechless. But then tears begin to form. She jumps up and pulls me into a hug. Lily, she says, oh my God. She pulls back, smiling. That was so fast. Were you trying? You haven't even been married for very long. I shake my head. No, it was a shock, believe me. She laughs, and after another hug, we both sit down again. I try to keep my smile, but it's not the smile of an elated, expectant mother. She sees that almost immediately. She slides a hand over her mouth. Sweetie, she whispers, what's the matter? Until this moment, I fought to remain strong. I fought to not feel too sorry for myself when I'm around other people. But sitting here with my mother, I crave weakness. I just want to be able to give up for a little while. I want her to take over and hug me and tell me it'll all be okay. And for the next 15 minutes while I cry in her arms, that's exactly what happens. I just stop fighting for myself because I need someone else to do it for me. I spare her most of the details of our relationship, but I do tell her the most important things. That he's hurt me on more than one occasion, and I don't know what to do. That I'm scared to have this baby alone. That I'm scared I might make the wrong decision. That I'm scared I'm being too weak and that I should have had him arrested. That I'm scared I'm being too sensitive and I don't know if I'm overreacting. Basically, I tell her everything I haven't even been brave enough to fully admit to myself. She retrieves some napkins out of the kitchen and comes back to the table. After our eyes are finally dry, she begins to crumple the napkin up between her hands, rolling it over in circles as she stares down at it. Do you want to take him back? She asks. I don't say yes, but I also don't say no. This is the first moment since this has happened that I'm being completely honest. I'm honest to her and to myself. Maybe because she's the only one I know who has been through this. She's the only one I know who would understand the massive amounts of confusion I've been experiencing. I shake my head, but I also shrug. Most of me feels like I'll never be able to trust him again, but a huge part of me grieves what I had with him. We were so good together, Mom. The times I spent with him were some of the best moments of my life, and occasionally I feel like maybe I don't want to give that up. I wipe the napkin beneath my eye, soaking up more tears. Sometimes, when I'm really missing him, I tell myself that maybe it wasn't that bad. Maybe I could put up with him when he's at his worst just so I can have him when he's at his best. She puts her hand on top of mine and rubs her thumb back and forth. I know exactly what you mean, Lily, but the last thing you want is to lose sight of your limit. Please don't allow that to happen. I have no idea what she means by that. She sees the confusion in my expression, so she squeezes my arm and explains in more detail. We all have a limit, what we're willing to put up with before we break. When I married your father, I knew exactly what my limit was. But slowly, with every incident, my limit was pushed a little more. And a little more. The first time your father hit me, he was immediately sorry. He swore it would never happen again. The second time he hit me, he was even more sorry. The third time it happened, it was more than a hit. It was a beating, and every single time I took him back. But the fourth time, it was only a slap. And when that happened, I felt relieved. I remember thinking, at least he didn't beat me this time. This wasn't so bad. She brings the napkin up to her eyes and says, "Every incident chips away at your limit. Every time you choose to stay, it makes the next time that much harder to leave. Eventually, you lose sight of your limit altogether because you start to think, I have lasted 5 years now. What's five more?" She grabs my hand and holds them while I cry. Don't be like me, Lily. I know that you believe he loves you, and I'm sure he does, but he is not loving you in the right way. He doesn't love you in the way you deserve to be loved. If Ryle truly loves you, he wouldn't allow you to take him back. He would make the decision to leave you himself so that he knows for a fact he can never hurt you again. That's the kind of love a woman deserves, Lily. I wish with all my heart that she didn't learn these things from experience. I pull her to me and hug her. For whatever reason, I thought I would have had to defend myself to her when I came over here. Not once did I think I would come over here and learn from her. I should know better. I thought my mother was weak in the past, but she's actually one of the strongest women I know. Mom, I say, pulling back, I want to be you when I grow up. She laughs and brushes the hair from my face. I can see in the way she looks at me that she'd trade spots with me in a heartbeat. She's feeling more pain for me in this moment than she ever felt for herself. I want to tell you something, she says. She reaches for my hands again. The day you gave your father's eulogy, I know you didn't freeze up, Lily. You stood at that podium and refused to say a single good thing about that man. It was the proudest I have ever been of you. You were the only one in my life who ever stood up for me. You were strong when I was scared. A tear falls from her eye when she says, "Be that girl, Lily, brave and bold." Wow, that was rough for me personally. Glad it's over. All right, chapter 3. What am I going to do with 3 car seats? I'm sitting on Alyssa's couch, staring at all the stuff. She threw me a baby shower today. My mother came. Ryle's mother even flew in for it, but she's in the guest room sleeping off her jet lag now. The girls from the floral shop came, and a few friends from my old job. Even Devin came. I hate you, Devin. You're my worst nightmare. It's because of you that this shit happened in the first place. Fuck you, Devin. Exactly. Cringe for Devin mention. It was actually a lot of fun, despite the fact that I've been dreading it for the past several weeks. That's why I told you to start a registry so none of the gifts would be duplicated, Alyssa says. I sigh. I guess I can have Mom return hers. She's bought me enough stuff as it is. I stand up and start gathering all the gifts. Marshall already said he'd help me carry them down to my apartment, so Alyssa helps me throw everything inside trash bags. Okay. Where's that rich shit that you're supposed to be doing? Whatever. I hold them open while she picks up everything from the floor. I'm almost 30 weeks pregnant now, so she doesn't get the easier job of holding open the trash. We have everything bagged up and Marshall is on his second trip down to my apartment when I open Alyssa's front door, prepared to drag a trash bag full of gifts to the elevator. What I'm not prepared for is Ryle, who is standing on the other side of the door looking back at me. We're both equally as shocked to see each other, considering we haven't spoken since our fight 3 months ago. This encounter was bound to happen, though. I can't be best friends with my husband's sister and live in the same building as him without eventually running into him. which is why I think we should leave, but alas, we simply don't do that. I'm sure he knew I was having the shower today since his mother flew in for it, but he still looks a little surprised when he sees all the stuff behind me. It makes me wonder if him showing up just as I'm leaving is a coincidence or a suitable convenience. He looks down at the trash bag I'm holding and takes it from my hands. Let me get this. I let him. He takes that bag and another one down to the apartment while I gather my things. He and Marshall are walking back inside the apartment as I'm preparing to walk out. Ryle grabs the last bag of stuff and begins to head toward the front door again. I'm following behind him when Marshall gives me a silent look, asking me if I'm okay with Ryle going downstairs with me. I nod. I can't keep avoiding Ryle forever, so now is as good a time as any to discuss where we go from here. Can you haunt the narrative while being alive? That's Ryle for me. He certainly does haunt the narrative. He's back, and he's back for more, and I wish he would just go away. But here we are, with Ryle, again. It's only a few floors between their apartment and mine, but the elevator ride down with Ryle feels like it's the longest it's ever taken. He should have taken the stairs. I catch him staring at my stomach a couple of times, and it makes me wonder how it must feel going 3 months without seeing me pregnant. My apartment door is unlocked, so I push it open and he follows me inside. No, he does not. He takes the last of the stuff to the nursery, and I can hear him moving things around, opening boxes. I stay in the kitchen and clean things that don't even need cleaning. My heart is in my throat, knowing he's in my apartment. I don't feel scared of him in this moment. I just feel nervous. Oh, so we just walk in? I know. I don't care that you have stuff. You drop it off at the door, and I will shove it inside with my foot or something. That's still a strain. So, okay, you may enter, but only the 3 feet to put the bags inside. I will open them there and take everything out individually. It will be my problem. Or I will get Alyssa to help me later when she's not busy. Okay, fuck off. Anyway. Okay. I don't feel scared of him in this moment. I just feel nervous. I wanted to be more prepared for this conversation because I absolutely hate confrontation. But I know we need to discuss the baby and our future. I just don't want to. Not yet, anyway. He walks down the hallway and into the kitchen. I catch him looking at my stomach again. He glances away just as quickly. Do you want me to assemble the crib while I'm here? I should probably say no, but he is half responsible for the child growing inside of me. If he is going to offer physical labor, which Marshall could do, because he doesn't have a real fucking job, I'm going to take it, no matter how angry I still am at him. No, Marshall can be our workhorse, okay? We can share Marshall as a husband for a while, because Alyssa's our best friend, and Alyssa would let us use Marshall like that, okay? Doesn't matter what Marshall thinks, because he betrayed us earlier. So now he's gonna need to spend time making that up. So... Anyway, yeah, that would be a big help. He points toward the laundry room. Is my toolbox still in there? I nod, and he heads toward the laundry room. Yeah, Marshall, get your ass up here. I can't believe we said no thank you, Marshall. I'm gonna go to my apartment with my abusive ex-husband alone. Yeah, good plan. Really good plan. I nod and he heads toward the laundry room. I open the refrigerator and face it so I don't have to watch him walk back through the kitchen. When he's finally in the nursery again, I close the refrigerator and press my forehead against it as I grip the handle. I breathe in and out as I try to process everything that's happening inside of me right now. He looks really good. It's been so long since I've seen him, I forgot how beautiful he is. I have an urge to run down the hallway and jump into his arms. I want to feel his mouth on mine. I want to hear him tell me how much he loves me. I want him to lie down next to me and put his hand on my stomach like I've imagined him doing so many times. It would be so easy. My life would be so much easier right now if I would just forgive him and take him back. I close my eyes and repeat the words that my mother said to me. If Ryle truly loves you, he wouldn't allow you to take him back. That reminder is the only thing that prevents me from running down the hallway. I keep myself busy in the kitchen for the next hour as he remains in the nursery. I eventually have to walk past it to grab my phone charger for my room. On my way back down the hallway, I pause at the door of the nursery. The crib is assembled. He even put the bedding on. He's standing over it. gripping the railing, staring inside the empty crib. He's so quiet and still, he looks like a statue. He's lost in thought and doesn't even notice me standing outside the doorway. It makes me wonder where his mind has wandered. Is he thinking about the baby? The child he won't even be living with when it sleeps in that very crib? Until this moment, I wasn't sure if he even wanted to be a part of the baby's life, but the look on his face proves to me that he does. I've never seen so much sadness in one expression, and I'm not even facing him straight on. I feel like the sadness he's feeling in this moment has absolutely nothing to do with me and everything to do with the thoughts of his child. Oh shit, happy 905 everybody. I want you to call it. So true. He glances up and sees me standing in the doorway. He pushes off the crib and shakes himself out of his trance. Finished, he says, waving a hand toward the crib. He begins putting his thank you for your happy 9 to 5. It is appreciated as always. He begins putting his tools back inside the tool case. Is there anything else you need while I'm here? I shake my head as I walk over to the crib and admire it. Since I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, I decided to go with a natural theme. The bedding is tan and green with pictures of plants and trees all over it. It matches the curtains and will eventually match a mural I plan to paint on the wall at some point. Oh, wow. Thank you, everybody, for your happy 9 to 5s. They are also appreciated as always. I also plan to fill the nursery with a few live plants from the shop. I can't help. I've been hiding. Classic Naj moment. Hope you're doing well, man. Keep me updated. Few live plants from the shop. I can't help but smile, finally seeing it all start to come together. He even put up the mobile. Fuck you. I I reach up and turn it on, and Bram's lullaby begins to play. I stare at it as it makes a full spin and then glance back at Ryle. He is standing a few feet away, just watching me. As I stare back at him, I think about how easy it is for humans to make judgments when we're standing on the outside of a situation. I spent years judging my mother's situation. It's easy when we're on the outside to believe that we would just walk away without a second thought if a person mistreated us. It's easy to say we couldn't continue to love someone who mistreats us when we aren't the ones feeling the love for that person. When you experience it firsthand, it isn't so easy to hate the person who mistreats you, when most of the time they're your godsend. Ryle's eyes gain a little bit of hope, and I hate that he can see that my walls are temporarily lowered. He begins to take a slow step toward me. I know he's about to pull me to him and tug me, so I take a quick step away from him. And just like that, the wall is back up between us. Allowing him back inside this apartment was a huge step for me in itself. He needs to realize that. He hides whatever rejection he's feeling with a stoic expression. He tucks the toolbox under his arm and then grabs the box the crib came in. It's filled with all the trash from everything he opened and put together. I'll take this to the dumpster. Capital D! The dumpster! He says, walking toward the door. If you need help with anything else, just let me know, okay? I nod and somehow mutter, thank you. When I hear the front door close, I turn back and face the crib. My eyes fill with tears, and not for myself this time. Not for the baby. I cry for Ryle. Because even though he's responsible for the situation he's in, I know how sad he is about it. Take yourself out while you're on it. To the dumpster! Capital D! And when you love someone, seeing them sad also makes you sad. Neither of us brought up our separation or even a chance at reconciliation. We didn't even talk about what's going to happen when this baby is born in 10 weeks. I'm just not ready for that conversation yet, and the least he can do for me right now is show me patience. The patience he still owes me from all the times he had none. Chapter 34. I finish rinsing the paint out of the brushes and then walk back to the nursery to admire the mural. I spent most of yesterday and all of today painting it. It's been 2 weeks since Ryle came over and put the crib together. Now that the mural is finished and I brought in a few plants from the store, I feel like the nursery is finally complete. I look around and feel a little sad that no one is here to admire the room with me. I grab my phone and text Alyssa. Mural is finished. You should come down and look at it. I'm not home, running errands. I'll come look at it tomorrow, though. I frown and decide to text my mother. She has to work tomorrow, but I know she'll be just as excited to see it as I was to finish it. Feel like driving into town tonight? The nursery is finally finished. Can't. Recital night at school. I'll be here late. I can't wait to see it. I'll come by tomorrow. I sit in the rocking chair. Ugh. And no, I shouldn't do what I'm about to do, but I do it anyway. The nursery is finished. Do you want to come look at it? Every nerve in my body springs to life as soon as I hit send. I stare at my phone until his reply comes through. Of course. On my way down now. Ugh, why did you text Ryle? I'm gonna kill myself. Ugh. I immediately stand up and begin making last minute touches. I fluff the pillows on the love seat and straighten one of the wall hangings. Lily Blossom Bloom. How could you message Ryle inviting him into your home? We have to kill her. It's the only way. And straighten one of the wall hangings. I'm barely to the front door when I hear his knock. I open it, and damn it, he's wearing a scrubs. I step inside as he makes his way in. Alyssa said you were painting a mural? I follow him down the hallway toward the nursery. It's taken 2 days to finish, I tell him. My body feels like I ran a marathon and all I did was walk up and down a stepladder a few times. He glances over his shoulder and I can see the concern in his expression. He's worried that I was here doing it all on my own. He shouldn't worry. I've got this. When we make it to the nursery, he stops to the doorway. On the opposite wall, I painted a garden. It's complete with almost every fruit and vegetable that I could think of that grows in a garden. I'm not a painter, but it's amazing what you could do with a projector and transparent paper. Wow, Ryle says. I grin, because I recognize the surprise in his voice, and I know it's genuine. He walks into the room and looks around, shaking his head the whole time. Lily, it's... wow. If he were Alyssa, I'd clap and jump up and down. But he's Ryle, and with the way things have been between us, that would be a little awkward. He walks over to the window where I set up a swing. He gives it a little push and it begins moving from side to side. It also moves front to back, I tell him. I don't know if he even knows anything about baby swings, but I was pretty impressed by that feature. He walks over to the changing table and pulls one of the diapers out of the holder. He unfolds it and holds it up in front of him. It's so tiny, he says. I don't remember Riley being this tiny. Hearing him mention Riley makes me a little sad. We've been living apart since the night she was born, so I've never been able to see him interact with her. Ryle folds up the diaper and puts it back in the holder. When he turns to face me, he smiles, lifting his hands to motion around the room. It's really great, Lily, he says. All of it. You're really doing... His hands drop to his hips and his smile falters. You're doing really well. A thickness seems to form in the air around me. It's suddenly difficult to take in a full breath because for whatever reason I feel like I need to cry. I just really like this moment, and it saddens me that we couldn't spend the entire pregnancy full of moments like these. It feels good sharing this with him, but I'm also scared I might be giving him false hope. Now that he's here and he saw the nursery, I'm not sure what to do next. It's glaringly obvious that we need to discuss a lot of things, but I have no idea where to start, or how. I walk over to the rocking chair and take a seat. Naked truth, I say, looking up at him. He exhales a huge breath and nods, and then takes a seat on the sofa. Please. Lily, please tell me you're ready to talk about this. His reaction eases my nerves a little, knowing he's ready to discuss everything. I wrap my arms around my stomach and lean forward in the rocking chair. You go first. He clasps his hands together between his knees. He looks at me with so much sincerity, I have to glance away. I don't know what you want from me, Lily. I don't know what role you want me to have. I'm trying to give you all the space you need, but at the same time, I want to help more than you possibly know. I want to be in our baby's life. I want to be your husband and I want to be good at it, but I have no idea what's going through your head. His words fill me with guilt. Despite what has happened between us in the past, he is still this baby's father. He has the legal right to be a father, no matter how I feel about it. And I want him to be a father. I want him to be a good father. But deep down, I'm still holding on to one of my biggest fears. And I know I need to talk to him about it. I would never keep you from your child, Ryle. I'm happy you want to be involved, but... Ryle, have you tried not hitting your wife? I don't think he did. Not hard enough, obviously, because he continues to do it for some reason. Really easy. Dude, isn't it just, I don't hit my wife every single day. Mostly because I don't have one. But if I did, it would be pretty easy not to do. I just keep doing what I'm doing now. Not hit my wife. I can wash my hands of it. It's nice. Don't even gotta worry about it. He leans forward and buries his face in his hands with that last word. What kind of mother would I be if a small part of me doesn't have concern in regard to your temper, the way you lose control? How do I know something won't set you off while you're alone with this baby? So much agony floods his eyes, I think they might burst like dams. He begins to shake his head adamantly. Lily, I would never. I know, Ryle, you would never intentionally hurt you. I never hit my. Exactly. We never hit our wives. You and me both, chat. Okay. You would never intentionally hurt your own child. I don't even believe it was intentional when you hurt me, but you did. And trust me, I want to believe that you would never do something like that. My father was only abusive toward my mother. There are many men, women even, who abuse their significant others without ever losing their temper with anyone else. I want to believe your words with all my heart, but you have to understand where my hesitation comes in. I'll never deny you a relationship with your child, but I'm going to need you to be really patient with me while you rebuild all the trust you've broken. He nods in agreement. He has to know that I'm giving him much more than he deserves. Absolutely, he says. This is on your terms. Everything is on your terms, okay? Ryle's hands come together again, and he begins to chew nervously. What, Trez? I don't know. Royal's hands come together again and he begins to chew nervously on his bottom lip. I sense he has more to say, but he's doubting whether or not he should say it. Go ahead and say whatever you're thinking while I'm in the mood to talk about it. He tilts his head back and looks up at the ceiling. Whatever it is, it's hard for him. I don't know if it's because the question is hard to ask, because he's scared, or hard to ask, or because he's scared of the answer I might give him. What about us? He whispers. I lean my head back and sigh. I knew this question would come, but it's really difficult to give him an answer I don't have. Divorce or reconciliation are really the only two options we have, but neither is a choice I want to make. I don't want to give you false hope, Brielle, I say quietly. If I had to make a choice today, I'd probably choose divorce. But in all honesty, I don't know if I would be making that choice because I'm overloaded with pregnancy hormones or because it's what I really want. I don't think it would be fair to either of us. Girl, take your brothers. We gotta kill him. We gotta kill him. We have to fucking kill him. Come on, Queen. I believe in you. Get the bag. All women should have a bag. I think. I don't think it would be fair to either of us if I made that decision before the birth of this baby. He blows out a shaky breath and then brings a hand up to the back of his neck, squeezing tightly. All women should have bags. Okay, then he stands up and faces me. Thank you, he says, for inviting me over. That's why we don't have pockets on account of the bag. So true. All of the finances, they go into the bag that woman has. That's so funny. Okay, anyway. This is my favorite bit that I've done. It's a good fucking bit, dude. I'm personally impressed. This is a good bit. Okay, where the fuck was I? Okay, then he stands up and faces me. Thank you, he says, for inviting me over for the conversation. I've been wanting to stop by since I was here a couple of weeks ago, but I don't know how you'd feel about it. I don't know how I would have felt about it either, I say with complete honesty. I try to push myself out of the rocking chair, but for some reason it's become a lot harder in the past week. Ryle walks over. Ryle walks over and reaches for my hand to help me up. I don't know how I'm supposed to last until my due date when I can't even get out of a chair without grunting. Once I'm standing, he doesn't immediately release my hand. We're just a few inches apart, and I know if I look up at him, I'll feel things. I don't want to feel things for him. He finds my other hand until he... Ew. Until he's holding both of them down at my sides. He threads his fingers through mine, and I feel it all the way to my heart. I press my forehead against his chest and close my eyes. His cheek meets the top of my head, and we stand completely still, both of us too scared to move. Also, does Ryle's mom know why her son is living apart from his wife? I know, it was really weird. It was like, yeah, Ryle's mom came to the baby shower. I was like, but why? It's like, sure. Interesting. Do you know your son's a piece of shit? Where the fuck am I? Oh, okay. He finds my other hand until he's holding both of them down at my sides. He threads his fingers through mine, and I feel it all the way to my heart. I press my forehead against his chest and close my eyes. His cheek meets the top of my head, and we stand completely still. Ugh. Both of us too scared to move. I'm scared to move because I might be too weak to stop him from kissing me. He is scared to move because he's afraid if he does, I'll move away. I pull away, excuse me. Thank you. I feel quite blessed. For what feels like 5 full minutes, neither of us moves a muscle. Ryle, I finally say, can you promise me something? I feel him nod. Until this baby comes, please don't try to talk me into forgiving you. And please don't try to kiss me. I pull away from his chest and look up at him. I want to tackle one huge thing at a time, and right now my only priority is having this baby. I don't want to add any more stress or confusion on top of everything that's already happening. He squeezes both of my hands reassuringly. One monumental, life-changing thing at a time. Got it. I smile, relieved that we finally had this conversation. I know I didn't make a final decision about the two of us, but I still feel like I can breathe easier now that we're on the same page. He releases my hands. I'm late for my shift, he says, tossing a thumb over his shoulder. I should get to work. I nod and see him out. It isn't until after I've shut the door and I'm alone in my apartment that I realize I have a smile on my face. I'm still incredibly angry with him, and that we're even in this predicament to begin with. And so my smile is simply due to making a little headway. Sometimes parents have to work through their differences and bring a level of maturity into a situation in order to do what's best for their child. That's exactly what we're doing. Learning how to navigate our situation before our child is brought into the fold. Ooh. If Ryle really wanted to apologize, he would turn himself in. Late thoughts, alright? No big deal. Because you're completely correct. He should turn himself in. Go to jail. Differences, girl, he hit you. I know, like, it's so weird. I feel like we're going to forgive him in the end. It's really, really bizarre. Like, what are we doing? I don't understand. Ugh, okay, whatever. Chapter 35. I smell toast. A stroke? I'm just kidding. I stretch out on my bed and smile because Ryle knows toast is my favorite. I lie here for a while before I even attempt to get up. It feels like it takes the effort of 3 men to roll me out of bed. I eventually take a deep breath and then throw my feet over the side, pushing myself up from the mattress. How do we go from her yelling at him to this? I know, it's so weird. I'm still banging on Alice. I've been right before. I will be right again. I'm hoping Alice will come back, but he's been gone for a really long time. Like, we haven't seen him at all. And I miss him. Alice, come back. The first thing I do is pee. It's really all I do now. I'm due in 2 days, and my doctor said it could be another week. I started maternity leave last week, so this is my life now. I pee and watch TV. When I make it to the kitchen, Ryle is stirring a pan of scrambled eggs. Is this a dream? I'm just 3 poker buddies. I know, they were so weird, but kind of chill with it. We we needed that. Normal men. Why the fuck is he? I know. I feel like we're dreaming. I don't understand what's happening. When I make it to the kitchen, Ryle is stirring a pan of scrambled eggs. He spins around when he hears me walk in. Good morning. Sorry, I don't know why. Good morning, he says. No baby yet? I'm sorry, I don't know why I said good morning so weird the first time. I shake my head and put my hand on my stomach. No, but I peed 9 times last night. Ryle laughs. That's a new record. Is this a dream? What is he doing here? Okay, cringe for maybe not a dream. Like, I don't... Ryle laughs. That's a new record. He spoons some eggs onto my plate and then tosses bacon and toast on it. He turns around and hands me the plate, pressing a quick kiss to the side of my head. I gotta go. I'm already late. I'm leaving my phone on all day. I smile when I look down at my breakfast. Snow baby breaks keep. Oh my god, so true. So no baby. We have to kill. Okay, anyway. I smile when I look down at my breakfast. Okay, so I eat too. Pee, eat, and watch TV. Thank you, I say cheerfully. I take my plate to the couch and turn on the TV. Ryle rushes around the living room gathering his stuff. I'll come check on you at lunch. I might be working late tonight, but Alyssa said she can bring you dinner. I roll my eyes. I'm fine, Ryle. The doctor said light bed rest, not complete debilitation. He starts to open the door, but pauses like he forgets something. He runs back toward me and leans down, planting his lips on my stomach. I'll double your allowance if you decide to come out today, he says to the baby. He talks to the baby a lot. I finally felt comfortable enough to let him feel the Girl, what are you doing? This isn't a dream? Because I'd forgive her if it was a dream. You know what I mean? Like, she lost her husband to abuse. And, like, I would also be super upset that I'd be, like, going through this pregnancy virtually on my own. And I'd have this baby by myself. That fucking sucks. Right? So I get, like, her brain succumbing to sadness, essentially, right? I'd forgive that. But this is reality. Kind of. It's reality in a book, but all the same. Okay, I'm cringing again. I know I cringed for this exact same thing already, but I was suspending my disbelief still, you know what I mean? Anyway. Okay. I finally super fucking idiot started talking as soon as I started yawning. Okay. I finally felt comfortable enough to let him feel the baby kick a couple weeks ago, and since then he stops by sometimes just to talk to my belly and doesn't even say much to me. I like it though. I like how excited he is to be a father. I grab the blanket Ryle slept on the couch with last night and wrap it over me. He's been staying here for a week now. Ugh, no, no. Waiting for me to go into labor. I wasn't sure about the arrangement at first, but it's actually been really helpful. I still sleep in the guest bedroom. The third bedroom is now a nursery, which means the master bedroom is available for him to sleep in, but for whatever reason, he chooses to sleep on the couch. I think the memories in that bedroom plague him just as much as they plague me, so neither of us even bothers going in there. He's gonna kill. I know! What the fuck are we doing? Why is he here? The last several weeks have been really good. Aside from the fact that there's been absolutely no physical relationship between us at this point, things feel like they've kind of gone back to how they used to be. He still works a lot, but on the evenings he's off, I've started having dinner upstairs with all of them. We never eat alone as a couple though, which is good. He could be sleeping alone. Very true, which is where he belongs. Or with the fishes. Or in our bag. It's where he should really be. Alright, anyway. Anything that might feel like a couple date or couples thing, I avoid. I'm still trying to focus on one monumental thing at a time, and until this baby is born and my hormones are back to normal, I refuse to make a decision about my marriage. I'm sure I'm just using the pregnancy as an excuse to stall the inevitable, but being pregnant allows a person to be a little selfish. My phone begins, why not both? So true. My phone begins to ring, and I drop my head into the couch and groan. My phone is all the way in the kitchen. That's like 15 feet from here. Ugh. I push myself off the couch, but nothing happens. I try it again, still sitting. I grab hold of my sorry, Jesus. I grab hold of the arm of my chair and pull myself up. Third time's the charm. When I stand, my glass of water spills all over me. I groan, but then I gasp. I wasn't holding a glass of water. You stupid bitch. I wasn't holding a glass of water. Don't piss me off. Okay? Don't fucking piss me off. Holy shit. I look down and water is trickling down my leg. My phone is still ringing on the kitchen counter. Terrible. I walk or waddle to the kitchen and answer it. Hello? Hey, it's Lucy. Quick question. Our order of red roses was damaged in shipment, but we've got... Kill this fucking guy. He has been killed. But we've got the Levenberg funeral today, and they specifically wanted red roses for the casket spray. Do we have a backup plan? Yeah, call the florist on Broadway. They owe me a favor. Okay, thanks. I start to hang up so I can call Ryle. And tell him my water broke, but I hear Lucy say, "Wait." I pull the phone back to my ear. About these invoices. Do you want me to pay them today or wait? You can wait. It's fine. Again, I start to hang up, but then she yells my name and starts firing off another question. Lucy, I say calmly, interrupting her. I'll have to call you about all this tomorrow. I think my water just broke. There's a pause. Oh. Oh, go. I hang up right when the first sign of Lucy, please. Also, you shouldn't be calling me right now. Fuck off. I hang up right when the first sign of pain shoots through my stomach. I wince and start dialing Ryle's number. He picks up on the first ring. Do I need to turn around? Yes. Oh God, really? It's happening? Yes. Lily, he says, excited, and then the phone goes dead. I spend the next few minutes gathering everything I'll need. I already have a hospital bag, but I feel kind of gross, so I jump in the shower to rinse off. The second burst of pain comes about 10 minutes after the first. I bend forward and clench my stomach, letting the water beat down on my back. Right when I near the end of the contraction, I hear the bathroom door swing open. You're in the shower? Ryle says. Lily, get out of the shower. Let's go. That's so funny. Apparently, Ryle's with you on that one. So, you can take a moment to change your opinion if you so desire. Me? I would. I don't want to agree with Ryle. Anyway, hand me a towel. Yes, girl. Get in that shower. Ryle's hand appears around the shower curtain a few seconds later. I try to fit the towel around me before pulling the shower curtain aside. It's odd, hiding your body from your own husband. The towel doesn't fit. It covers up my boobs, but then opens like an upside-down V over my stomach. Another contraction hits as I'm stepping out of the shower. Ryle grabs my hand and helps me breathe through it, then walks me into the bedroom. I'm calmly picking out clean clothes to wear to the hospital when I glance over at him. He's staring at my stomach. There's a look on his face I can't decipher. His eyes meet mine and I pause what I'm doing. There's a moment that passes between us where I can't tell if he's about to frown or smile. His face twists into both somehow, and he blows out a quick breath, dropping his eyes back to my stomach. You're beautiful, he whispers. A pang shoots through my chest that has nothing to do with the— Dude, can you look away? I know. There's always time for a shower. There's always time for a shower. Yeah, we need to fucking kill this guy. Turn around, man. What the fuck are you doing? Anyway, a pang shoots through my chest that has nothing to do with the contractions. Good, because that's not where contractions go. I realize this is the first time he's seen my bare stomach. It's the first time he's witnessed what I look like with this baby growing inside of me. I walk over to him and take his hand. I place it on my stomach and hold it there. He smiles at me, brushing his thumb back and forth. It's a beautiful moment. One of our better moments. Thank you, Lily. Ugh. It's written all over him, the way he's touching my stomach, the way his eyes are looking back at mine. He's not thanking me for this moment, or any moment that came before this one. He's thanking me for all the moments I'm allowing him to have with this child. I groan, leaning forward. Fucking hell. The moment is over. Ryle grabs my clothes and helps me into them. He picks up all the things I tell him to carry, and then we make our way into the elevator. Slowly, I have a— Sorry. We make our way into the elevator. Slowly. I have a contraction when we're halfway there. You should call Alyssa, I tell him when we pull out of the parking garage. I'm driving. I'll call her when we get to the hospital, and your mom. I nod. I'm sure I could call them right now, but I kind of just want to make sure we make it to the hospital first, because it feels like this baby is being really impatient and wants to make its debut right here in the car. We make it to the hospital, but my contractions are less than a minute apart when we arrive. Damn, you're going to fucking labor at the craziest rate I've ever seen in my goddamn life. Jesus Christ, where are we? Slow down. Okay, but both things can happen. Right. This is me calling your mom and me driving at the same time. Dude, not that far, to my knowledge. We make it to the hospital when my contractions are less than a minute apart when we arrive. By the time the doctor scrubs it scrubs in and they get me to a bed I'm dilated to a 9. It's only 5 minutes later when I'm being told to push. Ryle doesn't even have a chance to call anyone. It all happens so fast. I squeeze Ryle's hand with every push. At one point, I think about how important the hand I'm squeezing is to his career, but he says nothing. He just allows me to squeeze it as hard as I possibly can, and that's exactly what I do. The head is almost out, the doctor says, just a few more pushes. I can't even describe the next few minutes. It's a blur of pain and heavy breathing and anxiety and pure unequivocal elation and pressure. Such an enormous pressure, like I'm about to implode. And then, it's a girl, Ryle says. Lily, we have a daughter. I open my eyes and the doctor is holding her up. I can only make out the outline of her because my eyes are full of too many tears. Sometimes it goes really fast. Like, I've heard of, like, it happening in a half an hour, which is batshit to me. Calling it, her name is Emmy or something. That's so funny. Oh my god, for Emerson. Anyway, now sometimes it's like, what? From water breaking to late, like, the whole thing? Sometimes it's like water breaks, baby is out. What the fuck? That's crazy! No, Cat, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, oh, that's a little... Well, not that I'd want it to be, like, long and painful, so I guess I'd rather it be the 5-minute version. If I had to pick, it'd be the 5-minute version. Anyway, I probably wouldn't be so lucky. Anyway, okay, I open my eyes and the doctor's holding her up. I can only make the outline of her. We hold her first, right? He doesn't touch her first? Like, give me a minute, baby. Like, cook for, like, 30 more minutes. 30 minutes sounds okay. 30 minutes is good. I don't know that I'd want to go through, like, an 8-hour situation. You know what I mean? Like, that sounds fucking awful. Okay, thank God. When they lay her on my chest, it's the absolute greatest moment of my life. I immediately touch her red lips and cheeks and fingers. Ryle cuts the umbilical cord, and when they take her from me to clean her up, I feel empty. A few minutes later, she's back on my chest again, swaddled in a blanket. I can do nothing but stare at her. Ryle sits on the bed next to me and pulls the blanket down around her chin so we can get a better look at her face. We count her fingers and her toes. She tries to open up her eyes, and we think it's the funniest thing in the world. She yawns, and we both smile and fall even more in love with her. After the last nurse leaves the room and we're finally alone, Ryle asks if he can hold her. He raises the head of my bed to make it easier for us both to sit on the bed. After I hand her to him, I lay my head on his shoulder and we just can't stop staring at her. As in water breaks, we get to the hospital within 30 minutes and then I... No, you can't. Lily, he whispers. Naked truth? I nod. She's so much prettier than Marshall and Alyssa's baby. I laugh and elbow him. I'm kidding, he whispers. I know exactly what he means, though. Riley is a gorgeous baby, but no one will ever hold a candle to our own daughter. Bro, I know this is awful. Please go away. Ryle challenge. Impossible difficulty. What should we name her? He asks. Oh my fucking god, bro. Read ahead. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Where was I? I know exactly what he means though. Riley, okay, blah blah blah. What should we name her? You might have. What should we name her? He asks. We didn't have the typical relationship during this pregnancy, so the baby's name hasn't been something we've discussed yet. I'd like to name her after your sister, I say, glancing at him. Or maybe your brother. Who the fuck do we know? Huh? Since when, dog? Whatever. I'm not sure what he thinks of that. I personally think naming our daughter after his brother could be somewhat healing for him, but he may not see it that way. He glances over at me, not expecting that answer. Emerson, he says? That's kind of cute for a girl name. No, it's not. We could call her Emma, or Emmy. He smiles proud. I'm going insane, dog. He smiles proudly and looks down at her. It's perfect, actually. He leans down and kisses Emerson on her forehead. Bro! I didn't want. It's impossible to be wrong while reading this fucking shit. You know what I mean? Like. Okay, anyway. After a while, I pull her away from his shoulder just so I can watch him hold her. It's a beautiful thing, seeing him interact with her. I can't. I'm cringing for Emerson name. That's fucking crazy. Oh god. It's a beautiful thing seeing him interact with her like this. I can already see how much love he has for her just from the little time he's known her. I can see that he would do anything to protect her, anything in the world. It isn't. Oh, thank god. Right ahead. Where's her mom during this? The person who told her not to take it back. Well, why was her mom not sitting with her? I know! Like, ooh! Ezra Mayer sounds like a Swiss F1 driver. That's so funny. And maybe that's what she'll grow up to be. Okay. It isn't until this moment that I finally make a decision about him, about us, about what's best for our family. Riley's amazing in so many ways. He is compassionate, he's caring, he's smart, he's charismatic, he's driven. My father was some of these things too. He wasn't very compassionate towards others, but there were times we spent together that I knew he loved me. He was smart, he was charismatic, he was driven, but I hated him so much more than I loved him. I was blinded to all of the best things about him thanks to all the glimpses I got of him when he was at his worst. 5 minutes of witnessing him at his worst couldn't make up for even 5 years of him at his best. I look at Emerson and I look at Ryle, and I know that I have to do what's best for her, for the relationship I hope she builds with her father. I don't make this decision for me, and I don't make it for Ryle. I make it for her. Ryle? When he glances at me, he's smiling, but when he assesses the look on my face, he stops. I want a divorce. He blinks twice. My words. Let's go! Kill this fucking guy. Get your bag. Everybody get out your bags. We're fucking bagging this guy up. I want a divorce and then electric chair. It ends between us. We're done. Worst possible. I actually kind of love that. Worst possible moment for him to find out? Good. Fuck you. Okay, anyway. He blinks twice. My words hit him like voltage. No, it fucking does not. Terrible wording, by the way. Which is what that cringe is for. He winces and looks back down at our daughter. His shoulders hunched forward. Lily, he says, shaking his head back and forth. Please don't do this. His voice is pleading, and I hate that he's been holding on to hope that I would eventually take him back. That's partly my fault, I know, but I don't think I realized what choice I was going to make until I held my daughter for the first time. Just one more chance, Lily, please. His voice cracks with tears when he speaks. I know I'm hurting him. At the worst possible time. I'm breaking his heart when this should be the best moment of his life. But I know if I don't do it in this moment, I might never be able to convince him of why I can't risk taking him back. I begin to cry because this is hurting me as much as it's hurting him. Ryle, I say gently, what would you do? If one of these days this little girl looked up at you and she said, Daddy, my boyfriend hit me. What would you say to her, Ryle? He pulls Emerson to his chest and buries his face against the top of her blanket. Stop, Lily, he begs. I push myself up straighter on the bed. I place my hand on Emerson's back and try to get Ryle to look me in the eyes. What if she came to you and said, Daddy, my husband pushed me down the stairs. He said it was an accident. What should I do? His shoulders begin to shake, and for the first time since the day I met him, he has tears. Real tears that rush down his cheeks, as he holds his daughter tightly against him. Sorry, I hit the mic. I'm crying too, but I keep going, for her sake. What if, my voice breaks, what if she came to you and said, my husband tried to rape me, Daddy. He held me down while I begged him to stop, but he swears he'll never do it again. What should I do, Daddy? Cry harder, bitch! Hell yeah, brother! Womp womp. Oh, I'm so sad that I'm a terrible person. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. He's kissing her forehead over and over, tears spilling down his face. What would you say to her, Raya? Tell me. I need to know what you would say to our daughter if the man she loves with all her heart ever hurts her. A sob breaks from his chest. He leans toward me and wraps an arm around me. I would beg her to leave him, he says through his tears. His lips press desperately against my forehead, and I can feel some of his tears as they fall onto my cheeks. He moves his mouth to my ear and cradles both of us against him. I would tell her she is worth so much more, and I would beg her not to go back, no matter how much he loves her. She's worth so much more. What if she asks you, why did you hit mommy? Ooh, that's a fucking. That's even worse. That's terrible. We've become a sobbing mess of I swear to God, I've read this part before also. Like, I feel like I'm getting deja vu, but I don't know from where. Because I haven't read this book before, you know what I mean? So I just don't know where it's coming from. It's very weird. Anyway, we become a sobbing mess of tears and broken hearts and shattered dreams. We hold each other. We hold our daughter. And as hard as this choice is, we break the pattern before the pattern breaks us. He hands her back to me and wipes his eyes. He stands up, still crying, still trying to catch his breath. In the last 15 minutes, he has lost the love of his life. In the last 15 minutes, he became a father to a beautiful little girl. That's what 15 minutes can do to a person. It can destroy them. It can save them. Is a nurse gonna come in, or... I think I think all the nurses have left and they're alone right now. Like, everyone was like, all right, things are going smooth. We'll leave you alone now. I think was kind of the vibe I was getting. Um, yeah, it can save them. He points toward the hallway, letting me know he needs to go gather himself. He's sadder than I've ever seen him as he walks toward the door. But I know he'll thank me for this one day. I know the day will come when he'll understand that I made the right choice by his daughter. When the door closes behind him, I look down at her. I know I'm not giving her the life I dreamed for her, a home where she lives with both parents who can love her and raise her together. But I don't want her to live like I lived. I don't want her to see her father at his worst. I don't want her to see him when he loses his temper with me to the point that she no longer recognizes him as her father. Because no matter how many good moments she might share with Ryle throughout her lifetime, I know from experience that it would only be the worst ones that stuck with her. Cycles exist because they are excruciating to break. It takes an astronomical amount of pain and courage to disrupt a familiar pattern. Sometimes it seems easier just to keep running in the same familiar circles rather than facing the fear of jumping and possibly not landing on your feet. My mother went through it. I went through it. I'll be damned if I allow my daughter to go through it. I kiss her on the forehead and make her a promise. It stops here, with me and you. It ends with us. No way, dog. What? We're done? What the fuck is all this then? Wait. No! No! What? Hold the fucking. What are these? Okay, I'll keep reading. I'll keep reading. I push through the crowds of Boylston Street until I get. Oh my god! Until I get to cross the street. I pull the stroller to a crawl and then stop at the edge of the curb. But also, what do you mean? That's like, I know! Like, what is all this? Okay, we're gonna keep reading. I'm so confused. Huh? Okay, sorry. And then stop at the edge of a curb. I pull the top of it back and look down at Emmy. She's kicking her feet and smiling like usual. She's a very happy baby. She has a calm energy about her and it's addictive. How old is she? A woman asks. She's standing at the crosswalk with us, staring down at Emerson appreciatively. 11 months. She's gorgeous, she says. Looks just like you. Identical mouths. I smile. Thank you, but you should see her father. She definitely has his eyes. The sign flashes to walk, and I try to beat the crowd as we rush across the street. I'm already a half an hour late, and Ryle has texted me twice. He hasn't experienced the joy of carrots yet, though. He'll find out today just how messy they are, because I've packed plenty in her bag. LMAO. I moved out of the apartment Ryle bought when Emerson was 3 months old. I got my own place closer to my work, so I'm within walking distance, which is great. Ryle moved back to the apartment he bought, but between visiting Alyssa's place and Ryle's Alyssa's place and Ryle's days with Emerson, I feel like I'm still at their apartment building almost as much as I'm at mine. Almost there, Emmy. We make a right around a corner, and I'm in such a rush. Atlas? A man has to step out of her way and into the wall just to avoid being plowed over. Sorry, I mutter, ducking my head and making my way around him. Lily? I stop. I turn slowly because I felt that voice all the way to my toes. There are only two voices that have ever done that to me, and Riles doesn't reach that far anymore. When I look back at him, his blue eyes are squinting against the sun. No fucking way, dog. He lifts a hand to shield it and he grins. Hey. Hi, I say, my frenzied brain trying to slow down and allow me to play catch up. He glances at the stroller and points at it. Is this your baby? I nod, and he walks around the front of the stroller. He kneels down and smiles widely at her. We haven't even said it's Atlas, LMAO. But we know. In our heart of hearts, we know. Not that this is good writing, because you should say, it's Atlas, but whatever. Wow, she's gorgeous, Lily, he says. What's her name? Emerson. We call her Emmy sometimes. He puts his finger in her hand and she starts kicking, shaking his finger back and forth. He stares at her appreciatively for a moment and then stands back up again. You look great, he says. I try not to give him an obvious once-over, but it's hard. He looks as good as ever, but this is the first time seeing him that I'm trying not to deny how gorgeous he turned out to be. A far cry from that homeless boy in my bedroom, yet somehow still exactly the same. I can feel the buzz of my text message going off in my pocket again. Ryle. I point down the street. We're really late, I say. Ryle has been waiting for a half an hour. When I say Ryle's name, there's a sadness that reaches Atlas's eyes. Okay. Emmy is now a name that I can never use. I'm afraid so. You would not be able to recover. Okay, we finally mentioned that it's fucking Atlas, but he tries to disguise it. I don't know how the editors let that slide. He nods and slowly steps aside for us to pass. It's his day to have her, I clarify, saying more in those 6 words than I could in most full conversations. I see the relief flash in his eyes. He nods and points behind him. Yeah, I'm running late too. Opened a new restaurant on Boylston last month. Wow, congratulations. I'll have to take Mom there to check it out soon. He smiles. You should. Let me know and I'll make sure and I'll cook for you myself. There's an awkward pause, and then I point down the street. We have to go, he says with a smile. I nod again and then duck my head. And continue walking. I have no idea why I'm reacting this way. Like I don't know how to hold a normal conversation. Fair enough. I don't read very often, so I'm sure editors let a lot of things slide. Unfortunately. When I'm several yards away, I glance back over my shoulder. He hasn't moved. He's still watching me as I walk away. We round the corner and I see Ryle waiting beside his car outside the floral shop. His face lights up when he sees us approaching. Did you get my email? He kneels down and begins to unstrap Emerson. Yeah, about the playpen recall? He nods as he pulls her out of her stroller. Didn't we buy one of those for her? I press the buttons to fold the stroller and then walk it to the back of his car. Yeah, but it broke like a month ago. I threw it in the dumpster. With a capital D. He pops the trunk and then touches Emerson's chin with his fingers. Did you hear that, Emmy? Your mommy saved your life. She smiles up at him and slaps playfully at his hand. He kisses her on the forehead and then picks up her stroller and tosses it in the trunk. I slam the trunk and lean over to give her a quick kiss. Love you, Emmy. See you tonight. Ryle opens the back door to put her in the car seat. I tell him goodbye and then I start to head back down the street in a rush. Lily, he yells, where are you going? I'm sure he expected me to walk to the front of my store since I'm already late opening it. I probably should, but the nagging in my gut won't go away. I need to do something about it. I spin around and walk backward. There's something I forgot to do. I'll see you when I pick her up tonight. Ryle lifts Emerson's hand and they wave goodbye to me. As soon as I round the corner, I break out into a sprint. I dodge people, bump into a few, cause one lady to curse at me, but it's all worth it in the moment I see the back of his head. Atlas! I yell. He's heading in the other direction, so I keep pushing through the crowd. Atlas! He stops walking, but he doesn't turn around. He cocks his head like he doesn't want to fully trust his ears. Atlas! I yell again. This time, when he turns with purpose. His eyes meet mine, and there's a 3-second pause while we both stare at each other. But then we both start walking toward each other, determination in every step. 20 steps separate us. 10, 5, 1. Neither of us takes that final step. I'm out of breath, panting and nervous. I forgot to tell you Emerson's middle name. I put my hands on my hips and exhale. It's Dory! You fucked her up for life, dude. I cannot believe you did that to her. That's horrible. Truly terrible. I mean, how could you? Emerson Dory Bloom? No. No. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. That's terrible. What are we doing? Oh my god. He doesn't immediately react, but then his eyes crinkle a little in the corners. His mouth twitches like he's forcing back a smile. What a perfect name for her. I nod and smile and then stop. I'm not sure what to do now. I just needed him to know that. But now that I've told him, I didn't really think of what I'd do or say next. Why did you use Ellen? That would have been so normal. Emerson Ellen Bloom. What is wrong with you? She loves to make horrible naming decisions. Her daughter, her flower shop, which literally just would have been like an extra S and an apostrophe in a different spot, but all the same. Okay. I nod again and then glance around me, throwing a thumb over my shoulder. Well, I guess I'll. Atlas steps forward, grabs me, and pulls me hard against his chest. I immediately close my eyes when he wraps his arms around me. His hand goes up to the back of my head, and he holds me still against him as we stand, surrounded by busy streets, blasts of horns, people brushing past us, brushing us as they pass in a hurry. He presses a gentle kiss into my hair, and all of that fades away. Lily, he says quietly, I feel like my life is good enough for you now, so whenever you're ready. I clench his jacket in my hands and keep my face pressed tight against his chest. I suddenly feel like I'm 15 again. My neck and cheeks flush from his words, but I'm not 15. I'm an adult with responsibilities and a child. I can't just allow my teenage feelings to take over, not without a little reassurance at least. I pull back and look up at him. Do you donate to charity? Atlas laughs with confusion. Several. Why? Do you want kids someday? He nods. Of course I do. Do you think you'll ever want to leave Boston? He shakes his head. No, never. Everything is better here, remember? His answers give me the reassurance I need. I smile up at him. Okay, I'm ready. He pulls me tight against him and I laugh. With everything that has happened since the day he came into my life, I never expected this outcome. I've hoped for a lot. But until now, I wasn't sure if it would ever happen. I close my eyes when I feel his lips meet the spot on my collarbone. He presses a gentle kiss there, and it feels like the first time he kissed me there all those years ago. He brings a mouth to my ear, and in a whisper, he says, You can stop swimming now, Lily. We've finally reached the shore. What the fuck? Okay, a note from the author, domestic violence resources, acknowledgements. God, who would need to be acknowledged for this? Hey, it's the book that Kat wants us to read later. Lackluster ending. I agree. It better be an apology. It's not. It is not an apology. Oh my god, what the fuck? I feel so lied to. I thought we had so much more. What am I supposed to do next weekend? I have one more week before Bully Saturday starts officially. Cause Bully Saturday was supposed to start the 12th. Cause I don't want to run through Bully Saturday too quickly, you know? I guess I could start a week early, but that's not tradition. It's supposed to be we watch the movie, obviously. Such a good fucking choice. Bad fanfic day. I'm fresh out. If you have one, I'd be happy to read it, but it'd have to be short. It'd have to be like a 1. I will write down your book suggestion, Trilla. It will be added to my list of other books to read. All the pretty horses. But okay, I agree. We will do movie night. We won't be able to do it on stream because I'll get like slaughtered or whatever. So Instead, it'll be like a community night on Discord. We can all, well, I, or do I want it to be that way? Because I want it to be formatted like a stream, just because I like being the center of attention. Um, I'll have to figure it out. But we will watch the movie next weekend. I don't know how specifically, but we will. Man, I was gonna, luckily I came in early, like later, huh? Cause we would have had like an extra hour to kill. If I finished. Damn. Oh, I forgot. Read a book where this woman's husband, who wants to be a pilot, got her in a plane crash. And then she started falling in love with one of her doctors, and that's the point I stopped reading. No way! I can't believe you stopped. That's the perfect opportunity to continue. The Batman was a good thing. True. Thank you, the Batman. I loved watching it, and I apparently needed to procrastinate starting stream a little bit. I think... Who the fuck is this? I need to do like a... We finished this book, that's my... No! Your rose, you mean? Oh, we do have to do those. So true. Good remembering, Kat. My thorn was finishing the book. I'm so mad. I can't believe it's over. Where the fuck? Okay, I have to look. I'm not gonna read. It starts with us. I'm stuck in my own book. Very sorry. Okay, it starts with us. Plot summary? Like, what the fuck is this even about, dude? Yeah, that's what... Okay. The novel begins where it ends with us left off. After the novel's protagonists, Lily Kincaid and Alice Corrigan, run into each other on the... Shut the fuck up. I'm on Spark Notes, which is really funny. Okay. Because who the fuck would Spark Notes this? Okay, anyway, Alice Corrigan run into each other on the street, and Lily tells Alice that she and Ryle are now divorced. Told in chapters that alternate between Alice's and Lily's perspectives, it's not a prequel, it doesn't sound like it. The novel begins with Alice nervously hoping Lily will text him soon like she said she would. This hope keeps him uplifted as he handles the reality that someone broke into his restaurant Bibs and vandalized it with a misspelled profanity. Meanwhile, Lily is incredibly busy at Lily Bloom's, her flower shop, and is confused what to do about Atlas. Knowing a romance with Atlas will infuriate her jealous and abusive ex-husband Ryle, with whom she shared joint custody of jointed. Interesting. Sparkles exists still. Yeah. I was like, yeah, whoever said it was a prequel is a fucking liar. I see he got worse. It is possible. With whom she shares joint custody of their infant daughter, Emerson. Alice visits the flower shop. Oh, okay, this is just gonna tell us the whole book. What the fuck? Oh, okay. Okay. We're back. I'm reading the whole plot synopsis. No, he doesn't. We're good. Okay. Alice visits the flower shop wanting to talk to Lily and ask her if they can speak on the phone that evening. Shit, sorry. Ryle, I wish. I haven't seen. if they can speak on the phone that evening. Ryle comes in unexpectedly, and a panicked Lily hides Atlas in the office supply closet. Lily and Alice do talk on FaceTime that evening, catching up on each other's lives, flirting and testing the waters of their relationship. Hearing that Ryle responded in rage after reading Lily's teenage journals about Alice, Alice asks Lily to read him from the journals. To read to him from the journals. On their first date, Lily gifts Atlas one of her journals. Exhausted after staying up all night with a sick Emerson, Lily falls asleep during the ride to the restaurant. Atlas lets Lily sleep, content to read her journal. Ralph can't even tell his... No, it's so true. His dumbass name is super dumb. It's Kyle, but worse. And Kyle isn't even that good of a name to start. Like, why did we do... Anyway. Content to read her journal, reliving their first kiss. Inspired, Atlas writes Lily a letter about his life before her. Atlas recounts how his mother rejected and abused him as a teenager, choosing herself and her abusive husband, Tim, over Atlas. He says that Lily changed his life and taught him what love was. When Lily wakes up, she reads Atlas's letter and is moved by it. They want to kiss goodnight, but decide to continue taking it slow. After his date with Lily, Atlas encounters his mother, Sutton, who is at his restaurant to ask Atlas if he knows where his 12-year-old brother Josh is. Atlas tells Sutton he didn't know Josh existed until their conversation. Atlas realizes that Josh is likely the vandal targeting his restaurant. As Atlas deals with Sutton, Lily returns from their date to an angry Ryle, who has just watched Finding Nemo for the first time. Ryle is furious that his daughter's middle name, Dory, is associated with Alice, as he is aware that Lily and Atlas are often talked about Dory as teenagers. Ryle's rage-fueled confrontation shakes Lily, and after getting away from Alice, she is comforted when Marshall, Ryle's best friend and brother-in-law, tells her she was right to leave Ryle. Shout out Marshall, who comes in clutch once again, apparently. Was right to leave Ryle. After their respective rough nights, Atlas drives to Lily's house to give her a hug. Afterward, Alice stakes out Bibbs and reads Lily's journal entry about the first time he and Lily made love, after which Lily's father almost beat him to death. Alice catches Josh attempting to vandalize his restaurant. He convinces Josh to come stay with him. Alice doesn't want Josh to return to live with Sutton, who he feels is still abusive and only cares about herself. The following day, Sutton demands that Atlas bring Josh to her, and when he does, Atlas sees Sutton strike Josh. He immediately gets Josh back in the car and then takes him to the hospital, vowing to fight for custody. Lily invites Atlas to be her... I want to read this so bad. I'm glad we ended with this book. I am excited to figure out what happens in it, but it makes me want to read it more than it should. Sutton is Atlas's mother, and Josh is Atlas's, I assume, half brother. But yes, Sutton is a woman. Lily invites Alice to be her date for her coworker Lucy's wedding. While Lily is getting ready, Atlas sees Lily's collarbone, the spot where Ryle once bit Lily, and notices the heart tattoo that Lily got as a teenager. Alice feels upset upon realizing Ryle bit Lily's collarbone out of jealousy. Lily realizes Atlas's anger is protective and she isn't afraid of him. Alice and Lily kiss. After making a brief appearance at Lucy's wedding, they return to Lily's and make love for the first time since they were teenagers. Afterward, they talk about Atlas fighting for custody of Josh and about the aftermath of Lily's father's violent outburst the last time they made love. Alice returns home to Josh. The next morning, Lily is woken to the sound of Ryle pounding her door. Ryle notices evidence of the previous evening and quickly figures out that Lily was with Atlas. He flies into a rage, pinning her to the wall by her throat. Lily, afraid that he's going to come for Emerson, tells her mother, who watched Emerson the previous night, to take her to the park. Unsure where to go after she picks Emerson up, Lily takes Emerson to Atlas's and hides out. Josh is working on a homework assignment about his family tree that he struggles to finish because he doesn't know his family. Alice thinks if he and Lily were together, he'd raise Emerson as his own daughter. Lily wakes up the next morning to a series of angry, threatening texts from Ryle, who also comes to the flower shop to try and make nice after his drunken, menacing texts. Lily tells Ryle she sent the messages to her lawyer. Let's fucking go! Send those to your lawyer! Okay, anyway. Ryle leaves in a rage, and Lily warns Atlas that Ryle may be coming for him. And before Atlas hangs up, Ryle is there. Ryle punches Atlas, blaming him for his problems with Lily. Atlas non-confrontationally points out to Ryle that his marriage ended because of his temper. Alice tries to convince Ryle that they need to be a team, since Emerson is impacted by all their behavior. Ryle leaves somewhat less angry. I don't know why we don't call the cops, but here we are. Alice tells Lily about the conversation, and she is pleased that he diffused the situation with words and not violence. Atlas and Lily are having a peaceful morning together when Sutton arrives at Atlas's, demanding Josh back. Josh returns from Theo's and is afraid of his mother. He insists he wants to live with his father, Tim. Sutton leaves, and Lily connects with Josh while Alice calms down. Alice takes Josh to see his father in Vermont. Josh realizes he wants to stay with Atlas and says his family tree can be a seedling with 2 branches, one for him and one for Atlas. Later, Alyssa, Marshall, and Lily confront Ryle, telling him that he needs to go to anger management and that he'll only have supervised visits with Emerson and Riley until further notice. Ryle is upset but agrees to get help. Meanwhile, Atlas tells Sutton that he wants custody of Josh but encourages her to meet them once a week for dinner so she can still have a relationship with both her sons. 6 months after they begin dating, Atlas and Lily move in together. A few years later, they get married. In his vows, Atlas says no matter what happens, he's grateful to have gotten to love Lily and even to have her break his heart. He is hopeful for the future. Oh, full. That. I definitely like. 6 months to move in together doesn't feel so bad, because then you can move in together and then not be married, and then it's not so bad to break up if you're not married, you know what I mean? I feel like that wasn't a terrible move. Moving in after 6 months is a little weird, but they always kind of had a funky ass relationship anyway, so at least it wasn't the 6-month marriage that Ryle and Lily did to start. That shit was fucking crazy. Anyway, so I feel like this book needed to exist because the end was such dog shit with It Ends With Us. It didn't clarify at fucking all what was happening with Ryle. It just implied that Ryle and her were like happy divorced and didn't broach like the possibility of like Ryle hurting Emerson, which I feel like is a pretty significant issue if he's one, never lived with anybody else in his adult age, and if he's taking care of Emerson, that's like the second, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like it's bad. All that buildup, and it's just, I'm getting a divorce or rolls credit. Dude, that's exactly what happened. It was terrible. So It Starts With Us makes a lot more sense. Like, if they had just continued It Ends With Us directly into It Starts With Us, I'd have been like, all right, a bit of a long book, but this makes sense. You know what I mean? Well, anyway. I have to shower, so I'm gonna skip. Is that why there's the TV show This Is Us? I don't think so. I think this is different. Oh yeah, This Is Us is wildly different. I don't think so either. Yeah. I just googled it. This is not it. Okay. I'm gonna skip out on rating because I'm too lazy to look. Nope. Yep, I'm too lazy. Sorry. My bud. Oh yeah, we have to do our rosebud and thorn. Okay. My bud is that I have work tomorrow. And then next. Congrats. That's huge. My. My. My rose is that I watched so many movies today and also got pretty far on my stupid fucking god awful public art assignment. So since it's going so fast, I'm hoping that I'll be able to not go to school anymore. That'll be cool. My thorn was finishing It Ends With Us and it being bad. And then my bud is that tomorrow, so true, we can. My bud is oh, Bully Saturday soon. My thorn is my not I'm sorry, my bud is Bully Saturday soon. And watching the movie. It ends with us. Um Dude, the ending was so bad. I can't even blame you for that being a Bully Saturday. Yippee! I haven't looked for a mod for it yet. But that'll be on my radar, hopefully. And then I'll keep everybody posted on how I hope to watch the movie. Cause I don't know. Last time I did a community night, not very many people were there. And also, I don't know. I'll figure it out. Hopefully. We'll see. But in the meantime, I will see everybody tomorrow with the schedule, and I think we're back to normal. Still with I don't have a haircut on Monday, so it'll be a 8 o'clock stream because I'll have class still, so 8 o'clock on Monday, it'll just be Papa's Pizzeria. I'm also thinking about swapping Friday to unpacking. I just bought unpacking recently. Um, and Mario Kart isn't like I keep avoiding it. This past time I was just really fucking tired and had kind of a shitty day, so I just didn't stream. But I did buy unpacking, so I'll just swap Mario Kart to unpacking. And then maybe I can put Mario Kart someplace else at some point. Because I would like to play. It's just for now, I don't really want to. So, unpacking on Friday. But all of that will be in the schedule, which I will post tomorrow. So I will see everybody then. Godspeed up there. I love you.